Arthdal Chronicles is a beautiful upcoming hybrid combat cross-platform MMORPG developed by Netmarble and Studio Dragon. It features a deep, extensive narrative while being interconnected with the Korean drama of the same name. The game will take place within the same world, expand upon factions, families, and entire regions encountered within the TV series, with Netmarble claiming they wanted to turn Arthdal Chronicles into a global intellectual property. A Korean Game of Thrones, as it were. And while that is definitely a grandiose goal to set, which will admittedly be very difficult to attain, Netmarble released footage from G-Star showing us what the game is going to look like, or what it looks like at present. Footage that we've never seen before, and that's what we're gonna go ahead and take a look at today, and I'm excited to get to watch it with all of you. Now, I will point out here, this is taken from G-Star. This is not footage that I obtained myself, and there is no music in the background because it was just at the convention, and honestly, the last few times I've reacted to G-Star content, I've had the entire video copyright struck and completely removed from YouTube. So it looks like there are 5 classes, with one class, the final class, being locked. And the source for the video will be linked in the description below. Dude, those bodies are, are so fucking fit. Alright, so different body types. It looks as though you're gonna have the freedom to customize your body width, length. All right. The faces are really good. They are, admittedly, probably some of the best looking, most realistic graphics I've seen from a Korean MMO outside of probably Black Desert, which is very impressive to see. Like, sure, you might not like Netmarble because they've done some horseshit games, but you cannot argue that the characters look pretty damn good. They're pretty expressive too in game. Not bad. I feel like you're probably on the level of Arcade. Although these are NPCs, these aren't, you know, your own character. Do note, this is also played on PC. Very impressive graphics so far. Although, in-game, after creating your character, the character models definitely don't look as good as they did in character creation. Now, the environment, however, looks phenomenal. I think the game's downloading as you're playing it. Okay, the UI doesn't look bad. Nice. Nice. Actually, the UI does not look intrusive. It looks as though you see the bow. It looks like there are 3 abilities. There are 3 options above the bow icon. And then there are 4 abilities with what looks to be 4 additional ability slots beneath those 4 abilities, for a grand total of what I believe to be 8 abilities at any given time. I'm not sure what those 3 icons are above the bow, but the UI looks good. It does. It doesn't look bad at all. For anyone that were under the impression that this would feature like a really horrible mobile UI, evidence to the contrary. Before we go any further into this video though, I want to take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon who allow for me to continue to do videos like this every single day. I see they're skipping cutscenes. I mean, that's what we all do in MMOs anyway, let's be honest here. I see there are options down the bottom that they're using. I think that's a potion. There are consumable items down in the bottom of the screen. So your consumables are set to different keys and have their own individual hotbar that is separate from your abilities, which is good to see and good to hear. Because that means they're not going to take your ability slots. It looks like you can free fire. You saw them fire their bow randomly without a target there, which is where the action combat comes into play. Animations and cutscenes look pretty fluid. Now, this is a boss fight, so it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. You can see the red target around the monster that they're selected on. So while you can definitely free fire, what this means is that when there is an enemy, it might auto lock onto an enemy. It might allow you to free aim if you want to with aim assist. I know Blue Protocol does this for people that don't have that great aim. Looks like the bear's abilities don't really have any impact when hitting the character, but real-time action events. Did he not click it in time? Oh, he failed. Oh. I do like free aim action combat, but if it does have the lock-on option, then it's definitely a hybrid combat system. Which means it might not be full action like Black Desert. And that was it. That was, unfortunately, all the footage that was acquired that I could find online anyway. And admittedly, it looked pretty good. Arthdal Chronicles seems to feature a hybrid action combat system. When it was announced, Netmarble did claim that it was going to run a full action combat system, but judging from what we've seen in the trailers, that does not seem to be the case. You can see your character locked onto an enemy with a red selection icon encompassing the target. Movement and actions are both very realistic and incredibly fluid. I actually thought for a cross-platform title that this looked pretty good. Definitely a higher quality product that I gave them credit for when I first saw the trailer release like a year or two ago. They didn't show much in terms of area or world diversity. All we saw were some forests and rocky areas, along with a couple different monster types. Whether they feature deserts or snowy regions remains to be seen. We also can't really discern how open the game seems to be at present. What we were shown was very narrative driven, meaning it was scripted and supported by the story. But Korean MMOs aren't really known to impose much of a focus on the story, so this is a nice change. And ultimately, that is all that was really shown. And from that single video, I can say with 100% certainty that if the game comes out looking at least as good as this, then it'll be pleasant to look at and play. But it might also be a pay-to-win mess, highly segregated, mostly auto-path, autoplay. This is a Korean game, so it always carries a risk of having autoplay as an option, which isn't inherently bad. But if a game is built around autoplay, it's probably going to need it. We do not and cannot know currently until the test phases are held though, which I'm eagerly looking forward to. Until then, I urge you to check out one of the videos on screen right now that might satiate your thirst for an MMO until then.